Smooth 98.1 here. We are gone past 6:30 on a hump of the week Wednesday morning. This is Business Express on Smooth Breakfast. Of course, you know to expect the voices of Pepple
and Shepherd Martins. Yes, we've got Rotus, who's also in with us for a Wednesday. Good morning, Rotus.
Good morning, Victor. Good morning, Shokwe. Good morning to all our viewers and listeners. Hump of the week. Let's do it.
That's right.
Rotus, how are you feeling today?
Last day of the month.
The closer
Naira is at 705 to the dollar. Fun times.
Oh gosh, Shokwe, I'm tired.
Okay, so let's tell you all the different ways you can join this conversation because boy, I know you're going to have thoughts on what's going on. So send your WhatsApp messages to 08209 981.
And send us tweets to Smooth981 FM. We're streaming live on YouTube. It's Smooth981 FM Lagos. Let's get the conversation started.
Yeah, leave your comments up on that live stream. Okay, so let's just start off with that very first bit of news. So, and I love how the headline for Nairametrics reads, again, Naira falls to 705 to the dollar at black markets. Again.
Oh gosh, again, yeah. I think the last time it was at 700 was July the 27th, which funny enough is my sister's birthday. But the depreciation we've seen, I guess, look, you have to look at the period we're in, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's people still traveling or they should be winding down traveling for summer. That's one. School fees, it's September, so schools are going to be returning, back in session. So people are looking to pay for schools. I think those are the two major primary drivers of the demand we're seeing. And unfortunately, because I think I was priced at 695 just yesterday. So that's practically 700. And so unfortunately there's still a scarcity. There's still not very much available. That is the FX. And even at the official window, Nairametrics has been reporting about, and it's not just Nairametrics, even talking to people anecdotally, their personal travel allowance, it's been being rationed. So, they're not getting the full amounts that they want. So if you think about how much we spent on travel in the first quarter of this year, it was over 1.5 to almost 2 billion. And so there's heavy demand, not readily available. You know what's going on with oil thefts, the fact that we don't have enough dollars to defend our currency, and it's a problem. So here we are back again. It has climbed back to the 700 Naira levels, and it's just tough. It's tough.
Now, Rotus, the reason, like you said, why we're experiencing what we're experiencing is simply put because of the volume of people who want to leave the country. The first time it got to over 700 Naira, a lot of people were paying fees. If you recall, July, August, early, a lot of people were trying to get dollar, pounds to pay fees to go to Canada, UK, or the US. Now, this is August ending September. The schools resume mid-September. A lot of people are traveling. As I speak with you, if you get to the international wing of the Lagos airport, it's jam-packed. You get to the local wing, people aren't traveling as much because the local flights are so expensive that Nigerians can sum up, funds to travel abroad for studies, for relocation, whatever it is. A lot of people are trying to leave the country. That's on one hand. But if you want to look at the bank official rate, it used to be 415. As at this morning, it's 422, which means even at the bank, it's increasing. And then the black markets cannot also stay the same. However, the difference between the exchange rates, difference between the bank rates and the black market, something needs to be done. If we can close the gap between the black markets and that of the bank official rates, I'm not sure would have this pressure of people running all the time to the black marketers to get these dollars.
Yeah, you make a good point, and it's something that folks have argued that the central bank should move the exchange rates and unify it so that you have one single rate. But others have argued that even if you do that, you will still be faced with the same issues. So it's not as if by moving the rates, all of a sudden you've now increased supply of dollars everywhere. However, to your point, if you were to move the rates and you have one single rate, perhaps you might get more foreign exchange inflows into the country because people outside will have one rates that they know that's the rates, and you can bring your money in and get to that rate. So for example, if you are overseas, you're a business, or even if you are in a diaspora Nigerian who wants to send money home. And you're asking yourself, okay, if I send money home, I don't want to change at 4.35. I want my $1, I want to get, almost 700. I want to get more Naira for my dollar. So there's definitely an argument, a strong argument for unifying the rates. But I think people argue that there's also speculators. Don't forget, there are people who speculate and bet against the Naira that it will weaken. So speculators buy up dollars in large amounts and they hold on to it in the anticipation that the Naira will fall. So the three of us now, if we're not speculators, but the three of us decided that, okay, oh yeah, Victor, Shokwe, I think the Naira is going to go to 900. So let's buy all you, Shokwe, go and buy like $20,000. Victor, go get $50,000. I'll go $70,000. We keep buying and holding it, waiting for it to keep pushing to 900. The three of us as speculators are reducing the supply of dollars because we're hoarding it, like the way they hoard fuel, thinking when fuel crisis is happening and they hoard fuel, thinking that the price will go up. So that's also impacting. And as long as there are speculators in the market, including your issues with travel, high travel demand, medical tourism, the Naira is going to continue being under pressure. So the biggest solution, apart from unifying the rates, as you well pointed out, is Nigeria has to sell more stuff. She has to sell, I don't know, mobile phones, televisions, research at her universities, just stuff that will bring, increased demand for dollars and sell it so that she has more dollars to defend the currency. That's what this whole stuff boils down to.
Yeah, I don't know what to say to that because, well, that's what we need to be looking at, but what are we doing right now? Anyway, let's take a look at this next one, right? So the NCA has threatened to sanction domestic airlines and has actually issued a 30-day ultimatum over this 19 billion Naira worth of debt. What's going on with that?
So when you buy a ticket to fly, the majority, I don't know if it's a majority, but a healthy portion of your ticket fee goes to fees that the airlines pay to the aviation regulators. Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NAMA, the Nigerian Airspace Management Agency. There's also FAN, the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria. There's different fees. In fact, the airlines have complained that, look, we are facing high fuel charges. There's dollar scarcity because all of them, they do their airline maintenance overseas. You can imagine how much that costs. So they're saying, relax for us, your fees are too many. But NCA is saying, no, you have to pay. So basically, when you guys fly, part of the money you pay is the fees. The airlines are supposed to remit that money to the aviation authorities, but they have not remitted it because they don't have money. They're trying to hold on to as much money as they can. So the NCA is now saying that if you don't pay, and it may sound a bit insensitive because airlines, there's a crunch right now. They're in trouble. And now on top of all that, now you now want to come and shut them down for not paying fees. But fees are fees. So now the overall question is, are there too many fees? Is Nigeria overtaxed? That's another topic, that you can delve into. So that's what we're seeing there.
All right. And we've got more.
Yeah.
Yes, and this one, 3 East African national carriers sink into deep financial troubles. I believe you saw that too, Rotus.
Maybe
so we don't.
We should be celebrating the fact that Nigeria Air has once again postponed.
I mean, I know we talked about Nigeria Air, previously, and we're hoping that it would start looking at what we're going through locally and internationally as a country. It would have been a good time for Nigeria Air to launch and cash in, from this, the things going on in the country at the moment. Yeah, so
the thing is, the argument, yes, on the one hand, that would be a good opportunity, but on the other hand, they are saying that, what is it now? AMCON, the Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria, it already owns Aero and Aero Contractors and ARIC. So all of people have been saying that, look, why don't you just make them a national carrier or designate Air Peace as Nigeria's national carrier? Since Air Peace flies to China, Dubai, I know they suspended their South Africa flight, but basically because even if Nigeria Air comes on stream now, it still has to get its aircraft from somewhere. It is still going to face the challenges that other airlines. So that East Africa, I think it's Air Tanzania, Ugandan Airlines, I think is it Kenyan Airlines
Kenya Airways,
Kenya Airways, thank you. So other airlines are facing issues in Africa. It's just to show you the extent of the high fuel costs and blah, blah, blah. there are other people that are being
Okay,
impacted
so
as well.
right before we go to the messages, let's just tie these two together. Fuel importation will end by 2023, NNPC boss, and then churches, mosque involved in pipeline vandalism, oil theft, says NNPC.
Yeah, very quickly, Melek Kiari, who's the group managing director of NNPC Limited, there was a press briefing yesterday. He's saying that with the Dangote refinery, which he is saying will come on stream by middle of next year, by June, and also some of the refineries will be fixed, the combined capacity will mean we will stop importing by next year. He's put his neck on the line by saying this. I'm yet to see whether the Dangote refinery will come on stream by this time, by next year. And then oil theft that we've talked about, how it is impacting the ability to sell oil, get dollars, defend the currency. He's saying everybody is involved, churches, mosques, and that people need to be arrested. That's basically what he said.
Isn't it a shame, really, if people store some of these stolen products in some religious centers, really?
Yeah, it's a shame, but it tells you that even religious centers are not above money, because you get a lot of money for selling this oil. So we're human beings at the end of the day.
Look, but at the end of the day, from what he says, it's everybody that's involved with this, right?
Everybody.
Churches, mosques, security agencies, host communities. I mean, at this point, people point to a baby and say, this baby too, just by breathing, is involved.
Because you might not even want to assume that, they would still feel in the church or in the mosque. You just pass, you say, a holy gathering.
That assumption is on you, man.
009-444-0981 is the number for WhatsApp to send a message across to us. Let's take some of them.
All right, now Chibuke has a question, right? He says, I would have thought that with so many Nigerians earning in dollars through remote work, that there would be more inflow of Forex, but apparently not. How does this all work? I wish I could answer that.
Yeah, software engineers generally the ones who work remotely, but we don't have enough of them. We need more. It's volume. Exactly. We need more.
I'm not even sure we have 1% of them in a country that has 200 million people. I'm not sure up to 2 million or 1 million people work these remote jobs that earn in dollar.
Right. All right, and we'll take this one. Gilbert Musa from Festac says this. Since the stock market crashed in 2008 in Nigeria, there was a loud call by economists that one way to turn around any economy was to stimulate local purchases through local manufacturing. In Nigeria, we have failed to act. And
manufacturing has a problem. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Michael Adetutu says, I ask myself, why should there be a high disparity between the bank's rates and the black market rates? The Bureau de Change and Aboki sellers should be the ones that should have the lesser rates than the banks if we could actually get our acts together. The CBN should come up with a policy and strategy for this. Lastly, I believe if there's a policy and strategy in place where the banks can transact with consumers like us, will assist in dropping the black market rates, because individuals like you and I would rather visit the bank.
All right, Wahid Bello has a message in this morning. He says, these governments likes telling us stories like newspaper rather than acting. We're not holding our government to their responsibilities. And
I agree, 100%.
Lenin also is saying, Nigeria Air seems to be taking up Arik planes, saw them being painted at the airport. Really?
Interesting.
All right. Really? Okay. All right. Let's see what happened.
Because, I mean, Nigeria Air, they were saying they were still scouting for aircraft Rotus. They needed as much as they could get, but we don't even have money to buy, really.
Just paint.
So if we get from Eric.
A good paint job works wonders. All right, so we'll take this last message in from Ademola Esquire, who says, when I saw the headlines, I naively assumed that Nigeria would stop importing fuel because it would have run out of Forex. And on that note, we end Business Express. Okay, make sure you go catch Rotus. He's on social media at Rotanquote, and we are at Smooth 981 FM. Rotus will be back tomorrow morning, 6:30, right here on Smooth Breakfast for more on Business Express. Till then, it's goodbye from us.
Thank you.